And I do believe we're live. Oh, that's a great way to start. Welcome to the third ever Cine Masochist stream. The second one was last year, because I really keep on the ball with this stuff. Again, we're doing a movie. We're doing another public domain film. This is probably really stupid idea on my part, since the last time we tried to do that, it got flagged like 3 times, but let's do it anyway. Let's do it in the spirit of great Canadian trash films. We're going to be watching Abraxas, Guardian of the Universe, or Guardian of the Galaxy. I forget which it is. Let's just go see if anybody's in the chat yet. Let's say hello to anybody. Blast Action is here. Someone named Boredom Strikes is here. Andrew Fudge is here. Great. I'm just going to go ahead and maybe share the stream on a couple places. Let's go ahead and share it on Twitter. Let's go say hello to Twitter. Okay. Oh, great. I gotta log in and tweet because I'm streaming from Explorer for some reason because I'm a dickbag. Okay, just a sec here. Going back to Chrome so I can hit up the appropriate linkage on the other places that may be wanting to watch me do stupid shit live. So here we go. That doesn't look very good. Okay, honestly, whoever's watching is watching. For those of you who don't know that much about this movie, it is a low-budget Canadian sort of Terminator knockoff starring Jesse the Body Ventura and Sven-Ole Thorsen, and was produced by Franco Columbo. You know, Arnie's weightlifting buddy. And what brings this is interesting because all of these people connect with Arnold in a way. I mean, you've got Jesse Ventura, who's been in two of Arnold's films. He was in Predator, and he was also in The Running Man with him. Sven-Ole Thorsen is another bodybuilding pal of his, much like Franco. Only in this case, like anytime there's like a heavy in an Arnold movie, it's usually Sven. You can see him in just about every, like, I would say, higher echelon 80s Arnold film. Big burly bearded Sven usually shows up to get the shit kicked out of him. In fact, he's the guy when Arnold kicks the door in Predator. He's the one that when he goes knock knock and then shoots him and he flies through the wall. Anybody that's curious, I am wearing Ghoulies. I'm wearing a Ghoulies shirt. I tried to get an angle where you can actually see it the whole time, but no, I don't fit in a frame very well. Okay, before we get started here, I'm going to see if there's anybody else to say hello to in the chat. And wow, there's a strong delay going on here. So who do we got? You might know me by Instagram, name Martin Fudge. Yeah, I know you, dude. You're a cool dude. Mr. Red, WJ. We have actually got people in here. Horror Mom has made it. Okay, so I guess we can start the movie. We probably should. It's like an hour and a half, and I don't want this to last too fucking long. So I'm gonna get the movie ready here. I probably should have prepared a little more, but I did not. This is why I suck at streaming. So let's see here. I'm just getting the movie ready to go. Hopefully the audio is nice and linked up. I'm gonna also try to set it up so I can see the chat while I'm watching the movie with you guys, or at least to pull it up every now and then. Because what's gonna be special about this viewing of Abraxas is we're gonna be doing a count of every single time a character in the film says Colmater. Colmater is the anti-life equation. Apparently, it's a child that Sven-Ole Thorsen is trying to get a hold of. He like, God, I mean, you kind of got to see the movie to see the weirdness of it. He like touches a chick with like a glowing hand and impregnates her, and he basically impregnates her with like the ultimate weapon of the universe, which he calls the Colmater, which is the anti-life equation. And that's what it is. That's pretty much the only way that the film describes it. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to make it so I can set the chat off into the corner, so it's not bugging me all the time, and it doesn't obscure the movie too much when I want to pull it up to see what you guys are talking about. So, which I think is It's the best I can do. I don't really have like a dual screen setup or anything of that sort. But I'm just gonna get set up here with the screen. Make myself a bit smaller. Whoa! Okay, I think that's probably good. I think streamers usually put themselves down here, so I'm gonna put myself down there. Okay, let's pull up the movie. There's the movie, and every now and then, if I want to talk with you guys, I'll click on this here, I guess. Actually, no, that doesn't work too well. That kind of sucks. Let's just get started. Let's just play the movie. This is Abraxas, Guardian of the Universe, with me to do because this is going to be a drinking game too. I decided that the other day when I thought about doing a stream, which is never good when I think about doing a stream because I get anxious as all shit. But I'm going to be taking a drink every time somebody says the word Colmater. And with me for the general times when someone says it, because they say it a lot. I did a video on this movie a little while ago, and I think the count was something like 26 or something, like quite a lot. So for the general times, I've got some rye on the rocks here. Ooh, and a fancy scotch glass and everything. And for the times when they say Colmater like 8 times in a row, which does happen in this movie, I've got a nice big can of Canadian Pissweiser here, some Molson. So let's get going. Let's do this. Forgive that it is a torrented copy. I don't know how to, not that I don't know how. I just don't have a DVD player on my laptop, so it's kind of the only way I can do it. Just gonna maybe turn the volume down a little bit. Let's see here. Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. Come back, movie. I need to make it so I can actually see the chat while I'm talking with you guys. But yeah, some background on this is this was a direct-to-video Canadian film, incredibly low budget. Definitely has a Terminator plot to it. Oh, here we go.
It involves reinforcement of skeletal and muscle structures by shortwave irradiation and ozone layering at 0.23.
I love Jesse Ventura's voice.
It can also knock out your memory, so some researcher came up with the idea to play word association games while they roast the kid. Planet of origin. Sargatia. You're a Sargation. Some of us are. Some of us are what? Sargations. What is Sargatia? My home planet. I thought it was the home planet of the Flying Improvement. It is. What division are you, Abraxas?
His name is actually Abraxas too, which I love. His name is the title of the film.
What division? No such division. That's my division. There's no such division.
Abraxas. It's like the name of a planet.
Mission. Apprehend a renegade. Finders
There's something very Scientology looking about that shot.
my vows about 90 times now. That's right. I've been on the force for almost 10,000 years.
I've been on the Force for almost 10,000 years.
The law. To be loyal to the vow of protection. What is the law? I will have no relationship before my obligations as a finder.
All right then.
As long as I am, you're going to see it all sooner or later. Now they're sending me out to bring in Secundus, my ex-partner. He's going over the top. An occupational hazard for all finders. We see too much, we're around too long. Finders are the cops of the universe. Occasionally one of us goes renegade.
This movie is definitely what you would call high concept, low budget. And some of these are the most fun. And one of my personal favorites is one called Slipstream, which features Bill Paxton and Mark Hamill, and it is very low budget. But given the caliber of the actors, it's a lot of fun. Wish I could see the chat. I don't know why. Every time I pull up Explorer, this happens. For some reason, it goes to my OBS software, which I don't know why. Maybe if I pull that down, pull this up. Oh no, you can see my stuff. Oops. Oh, this is horrible. I don't know why it's doing this. I really want to be able to see the chat and actually talk with you guys. Maybe I should get my phone. This is already a train wreck. God damn it. Whatever.
Turned bad 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago.
We should not have sent Abraxas. Abraxas can handle it. He's brought Secundus in before. He knows the man. He knows how he operates. I suppose we'll see. Won't we? I know Secundus. I know what he's capable of. And I know what your problem is, Hank. You really can't stand being at an outpost. I should be at Command Central. Instead, I'm wasting my career at some godforsaken outpost at the edge of the known universe. Now I have a problem on a planet no one's ever heard of. Abraxas better take care of this. Secundus and I went back a long way. We pulled each other through a lot of hard times.
Actually, I'm going to pause the stream just for a moment. Sorry, guys. Just give me 2 seconds here, because I really would like to be able to see the chat. I didn't have this problem with it before. Let's see. This is brilliant already. It really isn't. Okay, just let me just see here. Okay, I'm pretty sure I can pause the stream and get back to it. So I'm just gonna see here. Can I do that? Content issue detected. Heads up, we've detected copyright audio and let video of your stream. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. Let me know if the stream is blocked there, guys. Because if it is, shit. Let's see here. More lives. Okay, I guess I'll talk with you guys for a little bit because I'm trying to figure out a way that I can actually see the chat and talk with you guys at the same time, because for some reason I'm having a lot of trouble doing that right now. Oh yeah, it'll get there. It'll get there, Grim, chasing a small child around. Okay, so the thing is still running. For some reason every time. So I'd like to make it so, let's see. I've got the movie paused at the moment. I'm trying to make it so maybe I'll just need to have like a smaller scale of the movie screen, so it's kind of in the corner, and then I can see at least what you guys are saying, because I think it makes it more fun when I can actually. I can actually talk with you guys, because every other stream is all 2 streams that I've ever done have been this way, so I can actually see what you guys are saying. And I think I have it figured out here. I think this should work. So I'm going to scale myself down again. Maybe a little smaller than that. Whoa, stop moving around. Okay. So I'm going to do that. And then I believe should be able to just scroll this down. And now I can see. Okay. I can see the chat now, and I can see the movie. This is probably how I should have just done it to begin with. Just let me know, guys, if you can see the movie. And it should be like in the right corner. I should be able to see the chat, and there should be a little picture of my head at the bottom, and then the movie kind of in the middle. I'm really sorry this sucks so hard. I really am. Streaming is not my forte. Any tips on what might look better there, D1 Halbert? I don't know if this copy doesn't have subtitles, unfortunately. Is there audio on the movie? Like, can you guys hear the background sounds of the film? What? Screen within screen within screen? Is it actually a screen within a screen within a screen? Oh, have I been flagged? have I gotten the first copyright strike of the night? Your stream has been temporarily blocked because we detected copyrighted audio and video. Oh, great. Son of a bitch. You know what's fantastic is Abraxas is a public domain film, which means that this is a bullshit copyright strike. This is somebody pretending that they own the film. Nobody does. Nobody owns it. I'm just going to keep prattling on and talking anyway, because this is all going to go up later on anyway. I might as well have some of my beer. Nectar of the fucking gods right there. Oof. Well, I kind of knew this would happen. I was very apprehensive to even do this, but whatever. Somebody, okay, so, and it's back. I can see the chat. You know what? Screw, we're going to do the same thing that happened last time, which is sad. We're gonna give up on watching the movie, and I'm just gonna talk to you guys live, I guess. So I might as well go ahead and rebigger myself. Rebiggered. Oh, it's Explorer, you dunce. There we go. Okay. Damn it, Karen. Like a foaming Tom Matthews. He's back from the dead. Show one of my vids and do a Q&A. Wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if doing that got me flagged too? Like, copyrighted content. It's one of my own videos. I mean, I guess we could do that. I'd just be happy doing like a Q&A for maybe like 20, 30 minutes or something. Like, how long have we... I usually plan to stream for about an hour anyway. So, we're at 19 minutes already. 19 minutes of, God, basically nothing. Reenact the movie yourself and play all the characters. I love that. That's a phenomenal suggestion. Thing I should... Let's see here. Blast Action is asking... Thing I should ask YouTube is who the hell wanted to lay the claim to this movie? No, GT Viper, it is public domain. Like, it absolutely is. This is one of the notorious... public domain films, usually found at like dollar stores and stuff like that. Nobody owns it. Nobody owns this film. That's what's so great about this. And I fully understand the first time I streamed, I did the Screaming Skull, and that seemed to go, that went off without a hitch. Nothing bad happened. But in this fucking case, like the second time, I tried doing Deep Red. And you know what? That was my bad. I had misinformation on that. It ended up not being public domain. And then we tried the Street Fighter, the Sonny Chiba, the Street Fighter movie, and that ended up getting flagged. I should have known better. I should have thought of something better to do as a stream, but I don't really play video. Yeah, see, that's the thing. The full movie is on fucking YouTube and other things. Stream one of your infinite copies of Things. I wish I had a copy of Things. That might be fun. That might actually be really fun. Yeah, it is part of sci-fi bundles and stuff too. And it's just funny. What are your hopes for Ninja Consultant 6 Shot asks, what are your hopes for Pattinson's Batman? You know what? I mean, he's an all right actor. I don't mind the guy, and when you really weigh it alongside other actors that have played Batman, I feel like the most sort of unconventional actors have played him best. Like, Michael Keaton's always been my favorite. Michael Keaton's always been my Batman. So, for all we know, because back then everybody was like, "What? Mr. Mom is going to be Batman?" And he ended up being one of the coolest actors to play Batman ever. Not only that, but that Tim Burton film ended up becoming like the basis for the 90s animated series and everything. So who knows? I mean, he could end up really surprising people. That went off into a much bigger tangent than I thought would be. Release the Snyder Cut. Pieces? I don't think Pieces is public domain. Things is on YouTube, but it's Amber Lynn, her least fun role. So maybe we could try that. God, I don't want to, again, with the copyright bullshit. Like, I really am so apprehensive about it now. Am I a fan of the Hatchet series? Yes, I am. I much prefer the sequels to the original because I just prefer Danielle Harris as an actor. But I mean, it's great to see Kane Hodder slashing people up again. Molly Ringwald was going to be in the 1989 Batman. I could see her as Barbara Gordon. Yeah, she's got that kind of the young redhead look. Oh, excuse me. Of course, Michael Keaton is your favorite Batman. Michael Keaton is everybody's favorite Batman in secret. Wish you could read this, son. Night of the Living Dead? Yeah, we could do that. That's a possibility. There are movies that could possibly be streamed. Yes, Derek Mears was in Hatchet 3, and that was cool seeing basically Jason versus Jason. I wasn't big on the Friday the 13th remake, but I do feel like Derek Mears really did a good job, and I'd like to see him get another chance. Nicholson was a phenomenal Joker, like still one of my favorites too. I think Heath Ledger did a good job in The Dark Knight, and I did actually really like the new Joker film with Joaquin Phoenix, but I feel like The Dark Knight as a Batman film is inferior to that of the 89 Batman, because that is a Batman film. It's centered mainly on Batman, whereas I feel like the Chris Nolan movies are very like, I don't know, they're more kind of villain-centric, and Batman doesn't feel like that big of an entity in them. I didn't really like Christian Bale's portrayal very much. Oh, man. Yeah, see, that's the thing there, D1 Halberd Knoll. There are tons of movies that are certainly not public domain, but YouTube doesn't catch those. Just stuff like Abraxas. There are channels full feature-length movies, so I don't know how my little old stream, my YouTube channel with maybe 7K viewers, that's when it becomes a problem. That's when it's really just, no, we can't let this guy watch Abraxas, and maybe they were trying to save my liver because they were like, what? This guy's gonna do a shot every time someone says Colmater? Fuck. I doubt that though. There's no morality on this platform whatsoever. Commentary streams are a good idea. Thoughts on The Irishman? Really liked it. I know it's kind of a division there. There's people that thought it was boring as shit. There's people that thought the CG face mapping wasn't very good. But I personally really liked it. I thought it was one of Martin Scorsese's best movies since like Goodfellas. You can kind of spot the scenes where Leatherface is being played by Kane Hodder too, because he suddenly looks a little bit slimmer. Because R.A. is a very, very, very heavy set man. What's the most I can drink? Oh fuck. I know that I have polished off like 750 milliliter bottles, sometimes 1.5 liters of whiskey in the course of a night, in the course of a few hours, and didn't wake up with much of a hangover at all. So I don't know. I've polished off 12 packs in one night, 12 packs of beer, 15 packs. So I don't know. I don't know if that's something to really brag about, but I've done it. So whatever. It is what it is. Speaking of which, okay. The Sonny Chiba karate movies are public domain. Yeah, see, that's the thing, though, is I tried that last time. I tried to do the Street Fighter, and it was flagged within minutes. Like, someone out there just does not like me streaming and doing commentaries on movies. It seems to be quite a no-no. There's 33 people watching. And I believe someone asked earlier, I think it was Horror Mom, if 19 minutes was a record of getting flagged. And I don't know. I mean, I think I was flagged pretty soon last time too. I think it was only within like 5 minutes of Deep Red, and then like not even 10 minutes of the Street Fighter. Though then again, most of this stream was me like tinkering around and trying to get things going and not having much success at first. I'm not really much of a cocktail guy there, GT Viper. I much prefer my drinks neat, but if I had to choose, I do like Bloody Marys, and I don't mind rum and Coke. The Maniacs. CM, I'm going to stream cool-ass movies. YT, Thanos Snap. Yep. Which Ghoulies is my favorite? I've always been partial to Ghoulies 2, but I really love Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College, and just the first one has this great schlocky, campy vibe to it. I mean, these people are having a house party, and then out of nowhere, the guy is like, let's have a seance, and it's just fantastic. And there's one character in it called Dick, who introduces himself as Dick to everybody, and he's really proud of the fact that his name is Dick. It's just great. Oh God, what did Ozzy do now? Yeah, there's a Ghoulies 3, of course. There's also a Ghoulies 4, and it's not even really a Ghoulies movie. I think it was just repackaged, and they added some flashbacks from the first one to pretend. Ghoulies 2 is definitely the dankest, and we had that great song from Wasp, "Scream Until You Like It," and they actually Wasp did a music video for them too, and from interviews I've seen, Blackie was actually really impressed with John Beekler's effects team, and he said he felt a little weird watching the little guys get packaged away, because it got to a point where he really like admired the puppetry and really felt like he was interacting with something real, which I think is quite a testament to like really good puppet effects work, which the first two Ghoulies movies definitely do. Even the third one's got some pretty cool shit to it. Yeah, the main dude from Ghoulies 1 is in 4. They do have some like connections here and there. This is just kind of becoming a Ghoulies podcast, which honestly, I don't mind that at all. I could talk fucking endlessly about Ghoulies. Favorite Craig R. Baxley film? Easily Stone Cold. I mean, the guy just knows action. This is the dude that worked on like the choreography on movies like Predator and shit like that. So he's just so good. I love Lance Henriksen in Stone Cold as well. And I feel like Brian Bosworth really should have been given more of a real shake at being an action hero. but just his movies are so badass. Like, he really knows how to shoot a damn good action film. Action Jackson is great too. I Come in Peace with Dolph Lundgren is awesome. Buechler did the effects for Ghoulies. It was a different director. I believe he directed 3 though. Oh, that's a great quote from Henriksen from Stone Cold. Oh, God. I wonder if I'd get flagged if I sang the entirety of Wild Child. Yeah, I would, because I can't sing for shit, man. It would be a mercy flagging to fucking save all of you. Oh, I Come in Peace is awesome. I did a video on that one, I think, last year. Something that was... Actually, I got a lot of requests for a while, and finally decided to do it, because that one's got so many cool elements to it. I mean, you got Jan Hammer doing the soundtrack, like the Miami Vice guy. You got Dolph Lundgren. You've got, damn it, why can't I remember the giant blonde Fabio-looking dude's name? But he's awesome. What did Grimm say? Who beat Grimm to what? I get on tangents here and I completely forget. Oh, it's just the quote. That fucking great quote. And at times like these, I remember my father's last words. Don't, son, that gun is loaded! It's fucking awesome. I love it. Any movie with Royal Dano and Phil Fond... I'm not going to... Matthias Hughes, yes, that's his name. Matthias Hughes is awesome. So much... there's a really interesting backstory to that guy, too. He was a... Like pretty much like a track star, like real athletic in his college and his high school days. And then he decided he was going to be a real estate agent or something. But then he ended up in LA, started working out in Gold's Gym, decided to open up a couple of his own health clubs, started doing martial arts, and ended up getting discovered. And I believe his first movie was like No Retreat, No Surrender 3 or something. But really interesting how it all just kind of seemed to fall in his lap. Excuse me. Boz definitely should have got a bigger movie career, I think. Like, he had such a... Like, in Stone Cold particularly, I think that's the best thing he's done. Just such a great look. Rarely are dudes able to pull off mullets quite like he could. But the guy just carries himself with like the biggest dick energy. So it just works, and he's got a just wild charisma. I love that guy. No Retreat, No Surrender 2. That's right. Stay classy. I try to. Any love for the American Ninja films? Absolutely. And I'm going to state a possibly controversial opinion. I prefer the ones with David Bradley. I'm more of a David Bradley guy. I mean, I love Michael Dudikoff, but I think Bradley is, in my opinion, the cooler action hero. And I think his on-screen karate looks a fair bit better. Oh yeah, Stone Cold really captured the biker aesthetic real well. Another point against it. Wasn't Red Dragon done by Brett Ratner? Yeah, it was. Fuck Red Dragon, man. Everyone knows that Manhunter is the superior adaptation of that novel easily. You ever heard about the Alien 3 radio drama of the William Gibson script with both Michael Biehn and Lance Henriksen? I've heard a lot about that, and I would really love to check it out. I believe they did like a comic adaptation of it too, of like what Alien 3 was originally meant to be. And I would definitely like to check it out. Manhunter is so much better directed by Michael Mann. It absolutely is. That too is also like maybe like the Michael Mannist movie there is, and it's probably one of the 80est movies ever. Like just the use of neon in that film, and the music, the score is so great. Like it's what you'd want like a Miami Vice movie to be, instead of what we actually got with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx, which just sucked. David Bradley was an actual martial artist. Dudikoff, I recall, was doubled a lot. Dudikoff, like, I gotta commend him because, he went into it not knowing really any martial arts, not really being like that sort of a dude, and just sort of picked everything up as he went along. I think Steve James taught him the ropes a lot. So in that sense, like, obviously David Bradley is going to have like much better on-screen combat kind of stuff. But I just mean like in general, I just kind of prefer David Bradley. Like, I grew up on like the Cyborg cop films and watching his American Ninja sequel on TV a lot, which I believe was 3, and just loving it. And even 4, which the behind the scenes of that stuff sounds really suspect, like Dudikoff was trying to steal the spotlight, but I feel like David Bradley still did a really great job. Let's see. Thief is another good Michael Mann film. The Final Shootout is awesome. Thief is fucking awesome. Like, more people need to check that one out. It's great. It's very much I feel like is a big influence on filmmakers like Nicholas Refn. I feel like he really got a lot of inspiration for Drive from Thief. Yes, I've seen The Guest. The Guest is fantastic. Just feels like it could be like a John Carpenter film. What if we get a comic where all the slashers, Freddy, Jason, Michael, and even the less known horror icons, Herbert West, Angela Franklin, Matt Cordell, team up? I'm sure. I mean, that would be pretty awesome. That kind of already exists. It's a game called, I think, Terrordrome, and it's like a beat 'em up fighting game, like Mortal Kombat style, but you can play as like Maniac Cop and shit. Yes, we have talked about Fade to Black, or at least you and I have over Twitter. That's a fantastic movie. If I was auditioning for movies around 2012, 2013, The Guest would have been a movie I would have auditioned for. Fuck yeah, dude. A good Dudikoff action movie is from the late 90s called Soldier Boys. Soldier Boys is really good. I also really like Avenging Force. I think that may be my favorite of Dudikoff's filmography, and particularly because it really reminds me of the Rockstar game Manhunt. I honestly love every Reanimator sequel. I love to death. Even the weird third one where he's in like a prison or something, I really enjoyed. I mean, it's a great character. I love that it's like an extension of Lovecraft's original writings. And Jeffrey Combs is just never not awesome. Like, the guy's just fantastic. Fade to Black is absolutely underrated and shouldn't be. It's a movie that I feel like does need to be on a lot more people's like horror favorites lists. Like, it's such a cool premise. Stupidly hard to find though. Ever seen Cocaine Wars, where they tried to make John Boduke Schneider into an action star? I have, actually. I had a friends over for movies night, and God, was that movie a letdown. Like, I don't think I hardly remember anything about it, and I would blame alcohol on that, but I've drunk watched plenty of shit, and if it's good, I remember the shit out of it. Speaking of Manhunt, I started making a Piggy mask. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I can't wait to see that. Piggy is a fucking terrifying character, man. Terrordrome is a friggin' awesome game and a great example of why fan games are great. Well, the people involved in that are just so good at what they do. Like, the character models look fantastic. Everybody is recognizable, looks the way they should. It's just so cool. Eric Binford is absolutely a realistic and scary icon in his own right. You are correct. Toxic Avengers 2 and 3 are not bad as people say. Changed my mind. I don't think they're bad. I think it's pretty obvious that they shot it as one movie and it ended up being too long, so they split it apart. But I like them, particularly 2, where he fights Satan. That's really fun. Any lesser known comic character you think needs more love? Hitman, I think his name. His name is Hitman. He's the dude, the sunglasses and the long green coat. I've always thought he was cool. When am I going to write and direct and star in my own badass vigilante movie? Someday, I hope. I might get someone else to write it for me. I'm not much of a writer. But I would love to make something like that. I'd love to do a feature-length vigilante film of my own. I think that'd be really cool. Jeffrey Combs did my favorite version of the Transformer Ratchet, even more than G1. Helps that he was Herbert West and brought that attitude to the hero. Yes. DC really needs to make a Hitman show for HBO Max. Hey, at least I would watch it. Was Toxie 3 where which one? He went to Japan in 2. Okay. Oops. That's right, yes. So it was 2. 2 was Last Temptation of Toxie, and then 3 goes to Japan because Lloyd Kaufman managed to go to Japan. After he stars as Mace in the remake of Conquest. I have been wanting to beat the shit out of somebody with some bone chucks. Yeah, his work as Edgar Allan Poe was really, really good. I do remember the Toxic Crusaders cartoon. I actually had a Toxie figure that I somehow miraculously found at a Value Village when I was like 11 or 12 years old. I also had a Captain Planet action figure. The two icons of environmental superheroes. Oh, cool! I didn't know that. I didn't know that the creator of Devilman was in Toxie 2. I mean, it has been a really long time since I've seen it, though. Here's a good premise: a Canadian Mountie gone vigilante, but yet talks every Canadian slang and dialogue. Yeah, sure. Why not? That sounds a bit more like a comedy. That's also kind of already happened. It was a show called Due South with I believe his name is Paul Gross. I actually really liked that show growing up. It's this Canadian Mountie that I think comes to like New York or something, and he's very, very Canadian, and he's always in his like Royal Mountie gear, and he's paired up with like a normal kind of badass cop type guy. Really good show. I grew up watching that one a lot on, I think, Showcase, which is kind of Canada's HBO. I'm still waiting for a true Kabuki Man sequel. Aren't we all? Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD. Great film. We can't make a Captain Planet movie because the perfect Captain Planet would have been Patrick Swayze. Let's see here. What else? Hobo with a Shotgun is your favorite Canadian vigilante movie. I can never get into that one too much. But I do love Rutger Hauer, and I think the soundtrack was just insanely good. Just for all you Poe fans' information, you can listen to Christopher Walken reading The Raven on YouTube. You know what? Grim, link that in the comments here. Let's just fucking watch that. Like, that sounds awesome. I'm waiting on you, man. It's a beautiful day for skate rape. Yeah, but he was a Boy Scout, not a vigilante. The Mountie from Due South. Yeah, true. I'm the Mountie. I'm handsome, I'm strong, I'm brave. God. The fucking Mountie. The Canadian answer to the Big Boss Man. Goofiest fucking theme song ever. Starts out with what sounds like a kazoo, just dun, 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 dun. What the fuck, dude? Oh. Thoughts on Tromeo and Juliet? Fuck, it has been years since I've seen that one. I do remember it being one of the first Troma movies I've ever seen. I don't remember a whole hell of a lot about it other than knowing that, I might be wrong about this, it was one of James Gunn's first projects working for Lloyd. I might be wrong about that. Were the Mountie and Big Boss Man a tag team? I don't know, but I sure hope so. Tetas Duras sent me $20. This last year I've been hammering through Radiodrome. Great show. Thanks, man. Josh gets less and less insufferable as you go along. I actually like him now. Yeah, he kind of rubs off on you that way, doesn't he? I feel like Josh is a much nicer guy than people perceive him to be. He's not the cranky, bitter old man that you all kind of think he is. He's kind of a pussycat. He's a good guy. Mendoza? Was the stream canceled again? No. Someone just wanted to quote Mendoza. Was there a movie you ever watched that you were like, nope, other than a Serbian film? Like nope as in turned it off like halfway through or something, or just didn't want to watch at all? I mean, there are movies where I'll see trailers for them and will just have no interest whatsoever. Like, oh god, the newest Terminator, like Dark Fate. It's not even that. Like, I don't care about what they're doing, like the changing it from the the leader of the human resistance is now like a little girl and they killed off John Connor. It's none of that shit. It's none of it plot wise. I just feel like every Terminator movie is just a repackaged version of Terminator 2. And it's kind of been that way since 3. I mean, 3 was kind of passable. I didn't mind Christina Loken as the TX. I thought that was actually pretty cool. You know, Salvation tried to do something a little bit different, having it all based in the future war. Jen Weiss had some interesting ideas about time travel and alternate realities and stuff. It was passable. I went to go see it because I was kind of curious about how they were going to do certain things. But in this case, like Dark Fate is like, I don't want to fucking bother. It's another liquid metal Terminator. It's another protecting the savior of the human race, only it's repackaged as its own movie when really it just looks like another T2 that's trying to outdo T2. Like, can we stop trying to outdo Terminator 2? It's not going to happen. You're not going to outdo Terminator 2. This is one of the most objectively perfect films ever made. It's just not going to happen. I hope The Abyss and True Lies will finally get Blu-ray releases. They don't? That's surprising. Those are classics. How does the Serbian film keep popping up in my life? I want that movie burned out of my memory. Me too. They should have stopped at Terminator 2. Well, yeah, really. I mean, come on. I really should have, one that I really should have learned my lesson on and not gone to see at all, and I did anyway because I'm obsessed with RoboCop, was the RoboCop remake. And I should have known not to. I should have known that even since I was a kid, I didn't really like RoboCop 3 very much. I should have known just other, like the Prime Directive show that came out was awful. I mean, I actually liked the 90s TV show a lot, but seeing that remake come out and then my brain telling me, don't, it's going to be awful. And then going to see it anyway because I'm so gay for RoboCop. And just being so fucking angry in the theater. Like, god damn it. What a waste of money that was. I wish they did a Terminator versus RoboCop too. That's something they should have done in 95, 96 when Weller could definitely still fit in the suit and Arnold still kind of looked the part. I mean, I guess Arnold still kind of looked the part in T3 too. Like he didn't look like ridiculously old. You could still kind of suspend your disbelief. Oh God, what a horrible Valentine's Day. Jesus Christ. Oh fuck. It's apologizing to each other. RoboCop 2 was good. I think RoboCop 2 is underrated by a lot of people. I think they did a really good job with that one. I mean, like, Kane was great. Kane was a great character. Isn't this a school day? Let me put it this way. You've seen plenty of nasties a la Italian exploration. I guess you meant exploitation. Was there a film other than blank that went too far, even for you? I don't know. I mean, that doesn't necessarily bother me if things go too far. It's just if the movie itself is bad, it's hard to explain, I guess. Like, I'm rarely ever like offended, I guess, by content. Like a movie like Henry, let's say, is very gratuitous in what it is, and it's very mean-spirited, and it's very dark, but it's an excellently made film. Like, it's a really, really good movie. One that almost had me feeling, actually, it did make me feel pretty uncomfortable, was House That Jack Built. There's a point in the film where he gets a family, like a wife and a kid, just so he can like hunt them down like deer later on when the kid's like a little bit older, and that actually made me feel a bit queasy. But I still ended up continuing to watch the movie. The only reason why I don't like things like a Serbian film is that they further create xenophobia against like Eastern Europeans and things like that, because there's a lot of real narrow-minded, stupid people out there that are like, Serbians are genocidal, and go fuck yourself. Like, it's just a stupid movie, and we have our own film industry, and there's actually a lot of really, really good Serbian films out there, and this shouldn't be used as like the stamp of approval of the type of stuff we make. House That Jack Built was definitely an experience. I can't see myself ever watching it again. A lot of it was kind of a rough sit. Like, it was real nihilistic. Like, I think one of the most nihilistic movies I've seen in a long time. Like, but Matt Dillon, I feel like, played the role really, really well, though. Like, he's always a guy with just excellent acting caliber. Waiting for someone to write a tell-all book about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Zero original cast member showed concern over Jason David Frank almost killed by an obsessed fan. What the fuck? Wasn't he almost like shot? Someone showed up to a convention just a year ago or 2 years ago, dressed as the Punisher, and wanted to like shoot him or something, which is fucked. What do you think is worse, Hostel or Cabin Fever? Why do you ask me things like that? Why? Why do you want to torture me? Now I got to think about. Now I actually got to think about a fucking Eli Roth movie. Not only that, I got to think about two. Cabin Fever, easily Cabin Fever. Just some of the most unfucking likable people ever. How much does one have to pay to get Josh Hadley to watch and review Cats? Just donate to the Drome Patreon. He'll do it, I'm sure. He goes to see a lot of... He probably is going to go see it. Josh goes to more theatrical movies than I do, and yet bitches about all of them. He'll go see every Marvel movie, even though he doesn't like a single MCU film, but he'll go see every single fucking one. He doesn't like any of the new Star Wars movies. He went to go see... what was it? Skywalker something. The newest of the latest trilogy, which I haven't gone to go see yet, but he did, and he hates the new Star Wars movies with a passion, and he went to go see it anyway. So it's very likely that you don't have to pay Josh anything to go see Cats. He'll just go fucking see it and then go on his Facebook and watch him bitch about it. It tends to be how it goes. Let's see. What is this? I heard there's a scene in there where there was cockroaches with human heads. Ever seen Dracula versus Frankenstein? Yes, I have. I certainly have. Oh, hey, I missed the damn chat. I usually troll you into saying my name. Hi, Corey. Corey Thompson, ladies and gentlemen. Hadley thinks Fright Night 2 is better than the original. I don't agree that it's better, but Fright Night 2 is a really, really good sequel. I think it's a good movie. Fun fact, the Cats movie based on the hip-hop remix of Cats that legit Cats fans hate in the first place. I don't even know why we're getting a Cats movie. What the fuck? Eli Roth is so frustrating to me because he seems to know a lot about horror, but most of his movies suck. That's the problem I have, too. I actually think he's a pretty cool dude. I would absolutely sit down and have a beer with Roth and just gush about fucking horror movies and exploitation films all night. He actually showed up in a really good documentary about the video nasties, and he knows so much about this shit. He has encyclopedic knowledge of this stuff, but his movies are so fucking terrible, and I hate that. It makes me feel bad because I like the guy as a person. I really, really do. But God, his fucking movies. His kids movie was, he made it. Didn't it have like Jack Black or something? That was good? Wow. James Rolfe reviewed that. Such a bad film. Whiplash between boring and outrageously funny with 1 to 2 brief boob shots. Cool. Cats movie censored a male bisexual cat for China. Cats still flop in China. Of course. Of course. Nobody fucking wanted it. Nobody wanted to see it. The only people who went to go see Cats watched it ironically or were given a free ticket and said, fuck it, I guess I'll go to the movies tonight. Here's where I get weird. I didn't mind Green Inferno, and I think it, before you jump on me, I think it's just the novelty of seeing a cannibal film in recent time. Like, we don't see a lot of, like, jungle savage cannibal civilization movies anymore, so it was kind of cool to see it in that sense, and it did have some really good practical gore in it. I feel like once you leave, like, the opening with the, like, college students and stuff and them being annoying, and you actually you get out there into the Badlands, I guess I'd put it that way. I feel like the movie picks up, and there's a lot of some decent nods, I feel like, to Cannibal Holocaust. I didn't hate it. I actually did a review with Cecil on it, and the novelty was that it's the two of us have very differing opinions on the quality of Eli Roth's films. And it was kind of like a surprise that I ended up actually really liking it because I normally just hate the shit out of his movies. Are people even scared of slasher villains anymore? Me personally, I've always rooted for them. I guess I'm one of the bad ones here. What did you think of the Banana Splits movie? Haven't seen it, but I heard that it was meant to be a Five Nights at Freddy's adaptation, but like they couldn't acquire the rights or something. Favorite JoJo character? Dio! It was me, Dio! I love JoJo, man. Fucking JoJo's great. It's an anime I really would like to watch more of. I've only seen a very base amount of it. And it goes so far back, like in its history. It's insane. Like, it's been around since like the 80s, and there's been like different arcs for this character, and it's always like the same bloodline and stuff, and it's great. Like, it's a really, really fun tongue-in-cheek, but done with love. Guten Morgen. Should I turn in my man card for watching Riverdale? Yeah. unless you're watching it ironically. Fuck, is that show bad? Like, I think I've watched some of it just on the basis of how horribly over the top the acting is. Like, it's fucking hilarious. Even Speedwagon, everything is a musical reference. Yeah, there's a character that's like Axl Rose. Oh, Last Blood was really, really awesome. Anyone that hasn't seen it yet and has a boner for the Rambo films, I would definitely go check it out. It was great follow-up to 4, which I personally think should have been, honestly, the end of the series, and I was surprised at how good Last Blood actually was. Have you seen Puppet Master: The Littlest Reich? Is that the most recent one? I've been seeing it on Shudder every time I scroll through different movies to watch, and I always just end up watching Deadbeat at Dawn. But I'd kind of like to check it out. I may even watch it after I'm done streaming, because I mean I'm pre-gaming pretty good. I might as well have some of this. That's good rye. That's good rye right there. Very good. Lip-smackingly good. Okay, Riverdale Season 3 ended Betty finding out she has a serial killer gene. Season 4 implied they're Watchmen-like violent superheroes. I will say for this, Riverdale referenced the old... oh god, the chat is really going fast now. Yes, Deadbeat at Dawn is on Shudder, and it's the Arrow release of it too, so it just looks fucking great. Just go check it out right now if you haven't. Have you seen the Schizophreniac movies? I don't believe I have. Any opinions on that Nick Cage Color Out of Space movie? The fucking return of Richard Stanley. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch that one. I've been real hyped to see that one, especially after how great Mandy was, and I feel like finally Nick Cage is making some better choices for movies that he's making. And you can listen to Petard and Endless Jest talk about how good Last Blood is on this very channel. Free advertising. Thank you very much, Grim. I really wanted to make more movie buffs in the buff episodes with Jesse, but he's been very cynical of YouTube lately, and I am too. But I mean, I still want to make content, and I really would have liked to make content regularly with him. He's just one of my favorite fucking people ever. Good show to watch is Reprisal on Hulu. Did you catch the John Travolta flick, The Fanatic? That might be one of my favorite unintentionally hilarious bad movies ever at the moment. I was fucking roaring laughing at some of the over-the-top moments in that film, and Travolta's portrayal of what he thinks autism is. And the fact that he's one of those like street grifters on like Hollywood Boulevard or whatever, where they dress up as characters. You know how there was like a Superman, there was like a Spider-Man. I guess they couldn't get the rights to any like actual iconic superhero or movie character, so they just had him dress up as like a British cop, and he's just walking around going like chip chip cheerio, like, and what the fuck, dude? Like, it's so rancidly terrible. But so enjoyable in its rancidness. I really loved The Fanatic. Moose was supposed to have autism? Damn. Yeah, he's meant to have some sort of like, definitely something like that. Either like, Asperger's syndrome, I think that's how you pronounce it, or autism, but they portrayed it so horrendously. Saw Color Out of Space when it was playing at the Rio Theater in November. It was nice, dude. Christ. At leading, Hoffman spent time with an actual autist. Yeah. Have you seen Scream for Help? No, I don't think I have. Tell me about it, Tetis Duraz. Tell me about Scream for Help. While I scream until I like it. Sorry if that's annoying. I do that every time I take a sip of anything. My girlfriend fucking hates it. Charlotte, by the way, is not in the other room as she was in the last streams that I did. She is currently back in Australia. But everybody say hello to her, I guess, because I brought her up. I don't know why. Oh yeah, because I went and did this. Fuck off, Pete. Jet Travolta did have autism, though he did have a severe brain injury as well. Are there any American remakes you like more than the originals? Huh. Of foreign movies. I don't know. I mean, there are remakes that I definitely think are better. Like, John Carpenter's repackaging of Thing was great. I much prefer Cronenberg's version of The Fly. But for some reason, American versions of foreign things are kind of escaping me. Usually I don't like them very much. I feel like they're a lot of the time they take an idea that's really great, that did really well on an international market, and because of their fucking lazy writing, they're like, let's steal this thing that did really well internationally in Europe and Japan or whatever, and let's repurpose it for what they consider to be the stupid American audiences, or just North American in general. I'll lump Canada in there too, that they think won't seek out a foreign movie, and they'll think that it's like entirely original. Will the Scream reboot suck? I don't know. I have no idea. There are sequels within the Scream franchise that already suck. Like Scream 4 was fucking terrible. Like easily one of the worst killer reveals ever. I mean, you have the killer throughout the movie who's clearly a dude in a suit that's like well over 6 feet tall, and then at the end you find out that it's that like tiny little girl. Like, fuck you. That's a horrible fucking reveal. Would like to see Meet the Feebles too. Oh, Meet the Feebles is awesome. God, Peter Jackson was great. Blob 88 is great too. I do think that one was definitely better than the original. But again, it's like I do like a lot of American remakes of American movies, and they end up being quite good, especially like a lot of the 80s ones. Tetas Duras for $5. It's an after-school special directed by Michael Winner. Fuck, dude. Michael Winner directing an after-school special. How many people get shot, and is there a rape? Seen Beware Kids at Play? Yes, I have. Isn't that the one that's like notorious for its finale of just like shooting children wantonly? Oh, excuse me. Good Lord. I had a lot to eat before the stream. Seen Beware Kids at Play? I already answered that. Scream needs to bring in subgenres in film. Yeah, sure, that could work. What do you think about video game adaptations? I feel like a lot of the time they're a bit pointless, because a lot of video games themselves are very much based on things that already exist. Like the Resident Evil movies I find really pointless, because if you want to watch like a Resident Evil movie, just like watch Dawn of the Dead or something, like I find it kind of pointless. And just the overall vibe of them too, like they turned it into like a big action thing, whereas Resident Evil was like a lot more scary. I do think some are pretty cool, and in some cases they can be really over the top. Like the Super Mario Brothers movie is just like some real crazy ass like Max Headroom shit. I really like even though it's PG, I really like the Mortal Kombat movie. Annihilation was terrible in a great way. Like it's still so watchable, but it feels like Mortal Kombat. Like they look like the characters, and the fight choreography is really good. Yeah, Double Dragon is basically Warriors. Double Dragon is actually, if you want to see a really good fucking Double Dragon movie, Deadbeat at Dawn is pretty much Double Dragon. It's or I guess maybe more Final Fight. I think maybe Deadbeat at Dawn might be more of like a Final Fight movie, because it's the guy's out to try to, well, he's avenging his girlfriend. His girlfriend gets killed. A really good Double Dragon movie though is Tango and Cash. If you think about it, Tango and Cash is a Double Dragon film. You got Tango and Cash, or Billy and Jimmy. Billy's sister or whatever gets kidnapped, and they have to go go save her from this gang. And there's all sorts of different levels within the movie. You have street levels, you've got club levels, you've got prison levels, and then you finally got the bad guy's main base kind of thing. So Tango and Cash is in a weird way is pretty much it's pretty much a video game movie in a strange way. Like it's something I noticed a while ago. I believe I pointed it out to Cecil, and it kind of blew his mind. Robert Zadar. You hit that, Chin? Good Double Dragon movie is Double Impact. Oh, God. Van Damme acting with himself. I've actually got Van Beber on Facebook. He actually liked my recent video on his short films, and he talked about my Deadbeat at Dawn review in an interview in like 2017 that I only just like found out about, which is kind of cool. I don't really agree too much with his politics, but he really is just such a driven fucking filmmaker, and I want to see his. He's doing a sequel to Deadbeat, and he's putting out another movie called Detroit Rising, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. They both look super cool. Seeing Uwe Boll's Attack on Darfur. I've actually been wanting to. That has who's in that one? That was Christina Loken, I think. But I think Uwe Boll gets a bad rep for his like terrible video game movies, because his like legitimate movies are really great. Like Attack on Wall Street was really good. The Rampage movies were just intense as all fuck. Van Beber is indeed a Trump guy. He definitely trumpets for the Trump. But I mean, what am I going to just not like his movies all of a sudden because of that? No, fuck. Still think he's a fantastic filmmaker, a great writer, and honestly an underrated actor in his own right. Postal was so much fucking fun. I think as far as like video game movies go, that one just hit it right on the head. Like that's exactly how like a movie based on Postal should be. Like I feel like if anybody were to make like say a Duke Nukem movie, Uwe Boll would, I think, do a really good job of it, just based on how fucking great and perfect Postal was. Tunnel Rats was really good. I actually really liked that one as well. Seed wasn't bad either. His like slasher serial killer movie. Seed 2 was fucking terrible though. Thoughts on Last House on Dead End Street? That's the snuff film type movie, right? Really, really good. One of the most unnerving, greasy, slimy movies ever. Just real cool. Van Damme was great in Karate Tiger, No Retreat, No Surrender, playing the Russian, basically. He's not in much of the movie, but every time he shows up, like you could tell this guy was going to be a fucking star. Like it was so obvious that this guy was going to become like an action megastar because he just overtakes everybody anytime he gets on screen. His fighting ability looked cooler than the main dudes and anybody else's. He easily had the best look, the best physique, the best presence. Like this is a guy who is easily going to just be like fucking great. Maniac or its remake, which do you prefer? Much prefer the original, obviously, the Joe Spinell, William Lustig classic, but I was surprised by the remake, especially in that watching it, I totally forgot that it was even like a from the POV of the killer kind of thing. And I think Elijah Wood played a good creep. I do think for what it was very, very ambitious in its style and what it wanted to do, and it was different enough from the original too. It wasn't just like a cut and paste kind of thing. It's really very much its own thing. So I like them both for very different reasons, but I much prefer the original. The original Maniac was one of the first like non Jason Freddy slasher movies I saw, and it really pulled me into more of that kind of stuff. And Creepy Frodo was good in Sin City as well as the cannibal dude. I want to take a page out of Brandon Lee's book and do dramatic movies as well as action films. Man, Brandon Lee is missed so much. Like, that was definitely a star, a big, big movie star in the making. Bolo said Van Damme is his favorite to work with. Yeah, they get along real well. They seem to do like a lot of conventions and interviews and stuff together. Covered him a bit in his Extreme Prejudice review. Yeah, Elijah was great in Sin City. That was awesome. You're gonna see the new Black Christmas and love it? I don't wanna. God, fuck, dude. Like, it's not even that it's this supposed big feminist movie or whatever. I have no problem with that. The original Black Christmas, if anything, was quite feminist to begin with. There's a lot of pro-life versus pro-choice stuff in there. I just feel like it feels like yesterday that we got a Black Christmas remake, like the 2006 or 2008 one. Do we need another one? And it's barely even like Black Christmas to begin with. So it's like, why not just make a fucking slasher movie? Also, great use of Goodbye Horses. My favorite gritty as fuck movie of all time is Henry Portrait of a Serial Christmas. I kind of like Christmas Carol Holocaust. Legacy of Rage is Brandon Lee's on Hong Kong movie, Bolo cameos. Legacy of Rage is really good. Are you going to see The Grudge? What? Oh, fuck off. Are they making another fucking Grudge movie? Like, is it a remake again, or are they doing a sequel? Honestly, if someone could just mash the plots of the first two Double Dragon games, that can make for a solid action film. Just watch Tango and Cash. Tango and Cash is very much a Double Dragon movie. And plus, come on, Stallone and Kurt Russell, like the two coolest dudes on Earth. Like, fuck off, come on. That's your Billy and Jimmy right there. Your Netflix binge watching makes climate change worse, say experts. The emission generated by watching 30 minutes of Netflix is the same as driving. Sure it is. Yes, it's a remake. It's a remake. Came out already. Remake. Stupid. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was never really big on Grudge to begin with, like the screaming cat boy and shit. Like, God, I don't care. It's not the type of like Japanese sort of horror that I like. I prefer more of their kind of splatter movies because they make really good ones. Tango and Cash is indeed super good. I feel like that's all that needs to be said on like the home release covers for it, or if you're watching it on stream and there's just like a little caption above for like viewer and rating approval. It's just Tango and Cash is super good because it is. It really fucking is. I feel like Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone have in that movie at least had some of the best like chemistry ever. Like they work off of each other so well. And a fun thing to note is that Sly read for Kurt's part and Kurt read for Sly's part. They each wanted those are the roles they were going in to play. Like Sly wanted to play more of a kind of off the beaten path, mullet sporting, rough, tough cop, and Kurt wanted to play the classy one. But I believe the director decided to swap them out because they thought it actually would be more interesting that way. Your opinion on Hereditary? It's pretty spooky. I guess that's it. I mean, it didn't really leave that much of a lasting impression on me, but I appreciated it for what it was. The thing is, are the people making the remake skilled, and do they give a damn? I think that's what's important, is that there's love going into it, and it's not just being made for like someone's agenda or something, or trying to repurpose or rebrand the movie as something else. Like, were you a big fan of the original, and do you want to do it justice by bringing something kind of new to the table? I think that's really what's important. Saw Tango and Cash at the local Roxy Theater. That's awesome. Haven't seen Midsummer yet. Oh God, yeah, that's right. Oh my God, there was a Jacob's Ladder remake, and apparently it's like nothing like Jacob's Ladder. Like they just made some fucking movie and then slapped the Jacob's Ladder title on it, which is such a crying shame because Jacob's Ladder is one of the best, just atmospheric, weird, fucked up, gnarly movies. And again, a video game movie that's actually better than the video game adaptation of it because it's basically what Silent Hill was like based on, but it's so much better than the Silent Hill movies they actually made. I did see The Void, 2016. Great Lovecraftian style film. Love the element of the cultists, of the weird like tentacly sort of monsters. Really, really great. Just fucking cool movie. Yeah, De Palma and Stone were fans of the original Scarface movie. They certainly were, and the movie they made was still very much its own thing while paying tribute. Jacob's Ladder, Port of Call, New Orleans. Fuck. Oh, man. Flatliners remake a while back. Didn't know that. Not only are they, but they did. And it looks really, yeah. Oh, God. They're just remaking everything. Any high hopes for the Candyman remake? I mean, I don't mind Jordan Peele. I really don't. I actually thought Get Out was pretty good. I haven't seen Us yet. I feel like he's going into it with love and appreciation for the original because his Candyman is very much like a black horror film, like the character of Candyman. A black slave that gets beat to death and showered with bees or whatever, and he comes back to get his vengeance, So I feel like he's going to be treating it with respect, hopefully, at least based on the movies of his that I've seen. I think Jordan Peele is good at what he does. I know there's a lot of people that get upset by his work, but I really don't think he's doing too bad a job, and I feel like his Candyman might be interesting. I hope that the Highlander remake will be good, or The Crow. Do you still hate Jai Courtney as an actor? And how soon until war movies like Platoon gets a PG-13 reboot? Oh, boy. No, I don't hate Jai Courtney as much as I used to. I really hated that he got cast as Kyle Reese for Gen Wysis because he just looks nothing like Michael Biehn, and Michael Biehn is just awesome. But honestly, I kind of dug him in Jack Reacher. I thought he did a good job. Rakai Thway. Hey, Cine Masochist, how strong are you? And can you handle yourself in a fight? Absolutely not. I'm a total pussy. What did you think of Dr. Sleep? I'm really curious. Haven't seen it yet, but I'm interested because just finding out that it's actually like a spiritual sequel to Kubrick's Shining. So that's pretty cool. I always thought Tom Berenger would have been perfect as the Punisher. Dude, absolutely. Oh, fuck. Especially, comparing him in his roles, in the Sniper movies, obviously his role in Platoon. Fuck, man. Berenger is an intense guy. It's coming back for James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Dr. Sleep was great.
Peter Gagich is the strongest.
I dare Hollywood to remake Isla, She-Wolf of the SS. Oh, boy. Oh, from Disney Studios, too. Disney Marvel. She can be played by Scarlett Johansson. Frank Grillo would have been a really good Punisher, too. I feel like because I feel like if you're going to get someone to play Frank Castle, to me, there should be kind of an Italian vibe to it. Which is why I really liked John Barenthal a lot. He really has that kind of rough and tough De Niro, New Yorker kind of style to him. Actually, something I've always been curious about, aside from Fist of the North Star, The Guyver, and Ninja Scroll, what are some of your favorite anime, especially 80s and 90s stuff? I don't really watch a lot of anime besides those, and I obviously really like Akira. I enjoy Berserk a lot as well, too. I think that's a really cool one. But then aside from, being a kid and watching Dragon Ball Z and stuff, it's not something I'm hugely into. Just kind of the ones that I really liked growing up and that I still like a lot. Children shouldn't play with dead things. My favorite version of Frank Castle is Cosmic Ghost Rider. That was an interesting run. That protecting baby Thanos is definitely different. Favorite Demoni out of the 19. How does Joe Bob Briggs say it? Demoni. I don't know. I really don't know. I'd have to think about that one. What's your favorite Michael Biehn movie besides the ones everybody knows? Mine should be The Divide. I just really like that guy as an actor. I think besides like Terminator, I'd probably go with Tombstone. I think Vin Diesel would have been a good Venom. He actually has the build and attitude for the part, and as a Jersey native, he's probably too old now. I love, honestly, that Tom Hardy is playing Eddie Brock. I think that's great. I mean, I just really love Tom Hardy, so I was happy about that. My favorite reviews you did were Miami Connection and King of the Kickboxers. Two of my favorite movies of all time. Just so perfect as like low budget. I wouldn't even say that they're so bad they're good. Maybe Miami Connection, because that one was kind of like inept and hilarious. But I feel like King of the Kickboxers like actually has a really cool plot of like kickboxing infused with like snuff films and stuff, and Lauren Avedon did a great job. Billy Blanks made for a great villain, and just some of the coolest choreography ever, and had Keith Cook in it, who went on to be Venom in the Mortal Kombat movie, and they actually filmed at the same Thailand ruins in King of the Kickboxers that they would film the opening to Mortal Kombat with as well, and Keith Cook is in both movies. Oh God, Biehn was fucking great in Far Cry Blood Dragon. I don't play a lot of games, but god damn was that fun. Speaking of Venom, what if we get Dolph Lundgren for Venom and Robert Englund as Carnage? Oh, that's an 80s movie that should have happened. Fucking hell, would that have been great. Ever seen the Kung Fu horror flick Raw Force? Yes, I have. That one is fucking wild. Let the girl go! Oh my god, some of the funniest fucking dub work ever from Lauren Avedon there in King of the Kickboxers. What a movie. I think we're probably gonna wrap this up here pretty soon. I'm watching footage of myself at the moment. Look at that asshole. Wow, I have been streaming for an hour and a half. Let's see here. You ever played the Command & Conquer games? Biehn was in Tiberian Sun. Yes, I have. We have been streaming for an hour and a half. I will answer 5 more questions. Go. Yes, I am a fan of the Godfrey Ho ninja flicks. Ninja Terminator is great. My favorite Death Wish movie is 3. Favorite example of adults playing teenagers? Like every slasher movie, basically. I think the funniest one to me might be God damn it. Fuck, what's his name? Shit. Well, the character in help me out here, guys. Who played John Bender in Breakfast Club? Why am I forgetting his fucking name? Oh, I'm just awful. I am just fucking terrible. But he looks so much older than everybody else does. Like, fuck, he's got like 5 o'clock shadow. Am I a fan of Sho Kosugi? Absolutely. Judd Nelson, fuck's sake. I think it's just hilarious how much older he looks than everybody else. Would Chris Benoit have been a good Wolverine if he had kept his sanity? I mean, that dude basically was Wolverine. Like, that's maybe the closest to like a live action Wolverine we could have gotten. Real shame what had to happen there. Like, during his autopsy, apparently he had like the brain of an 80-year-old Alzheimer's patient. So obviously there was a lot of brain damage there. And then just what he did to his family, then to himself, is just fucking tragic. Because that guy was, let's face it, that guy was a Canadian hero. Am I a bodybuilder? Yeah, I build bodies and I take them apart and put them back together again. Oingo Boingo. Oingo Boingo, yes. Good band. Not a good intro to Shokasugi at all, no. Maybe check out Nine Deaths of a Ninja or any of the canon ninja movies, like Enter the Ninja, Revenge, and Ninja 3, The Domination is also really great, because it's basically Exorcist meets ninjas. My brother-in-law looks like a modern C. Thomas Howell. Only a ninja can kill a ninja, that's right. From the Ninja Consultant Six Shot himself. Pray for Death is great too. That's another real fucking cool Shokasugi movie. The thing with the Shokasugi ninja movies is if you're a fan of like games like Ninja Gaiden or Shinobi and stuff, like they're basically Shinobi movies. I love the background techno-noir dancers in the first Terminator movies. They were supposed to be teenagers to early 20s, but the guy has peak windows. Women all have wrinkles. I have seen Ninja the Mission Force. That was Brad Jones' show. That was pretty damn funny, actually. Godfrey Ho movies are indeed hilarious. There's just something so fucking charming there, like the way they're like slapped together and stuff. Friends for eternity, loyalty, honesty. It was, but I was asking because he was from Quebec and not Alberta. I didn't know if he had the right accent, as I'm not Canadian. Favorite Ernest movie? Ernest Scared Stupid. And that is the last damn question I'm answering. I'm lying. No, I'm going to see what else there is. Actually, no, there's no two other questions. I have answered the last question. My favorite Ernest movie is Ernest Scared Stupid. I think it's a really underrated Halloween movie, and Ernest is a great character. Thank you all for joining me for this hour and a half long fucking train wreck, as it tends to happen when I do. Anytime I try to stream. Why must something go wrong every time? But it seems like you all at least enjoyed yourselves. The few of you that actually showed up. Those of you that showed up, thank you. Thank you for participating during the chat and letting me answer some of your questions. I hope you all have a nice evening and a nice rest of your weekend. Take it easy.